Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to the show where we are going to be looking at 2023 month by month and pulling some cards. I know the lighting is a little weird, but I want to leave it like this on purpose. We've got a lot of rainbows that come from this crystal right here and this one together. It's like a divine masculine, divine feminine kind of setup. It's already producing some shadows on the table. We've got our solstice candle and we've got nature outside in the guise of lots and lots of snow. That little thing off to the right is my mailbox, and all you can really see is the top of it. And typically it's like a big, I don't know how high it is, 3 or 4 feet high. We've got dragons and the elemental kingdom, the fae. We've got a cat familiar over here. We have creativity in terms of some new moon incense that I crafted back in 2017. Crafted at the May 2017 new moon. I don't know where all this is coming in. And we have some stones that are significant to me. They represent Avalon. And so we have Merlin coming in. And when Merlin comes in, we have Bringers of the Light HQ, because Merlin at some point was like my high core and was giving me assignments and so forth to take care of on behalf of the Archangel Michael ley line and New Lemuria. All right, so here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. I don't care, like I'm going to fix the filtering here so you can see the cards better. But what we're going to do is this can be a standalone show. Oh, and you guys right now, I wish you could see this. I don't think it's going to show up on camera, but when the sun comes out, it's really cold air outside. And so rather than snow, it was snowing like maybe about 20 minutes ago, but rather than snow, when the sun comes out, it eliminates all the ice crystals in the air because it's so cold. I don't know what it is right now, like 12 degrees Fahrenheit. And so now all I see floating in the air is a ton of ice crystals floating down. And it produces this thing around the sun called a sundog. So it's like a rainbow pattern around the sun because it illuminates all the ice crystals that are up there. Crazy. And I just looked directly at the sun. All right, so let's go ahead and get started without further ado. What I was going to say is this can be used as a standalone episode, or what you can do is build it upon the last episode that we did, which is the 2023 themes, where we looked at each month in terms of a song. And I think I'm going to do something really. I'm just going to slightly turn the camera because I think I'll get better lighting. All right. We looked at 2023 in terms of a song, and now we're going to build it out a little bit more with some more cards. I know we already drew a few cards in that last show, but if you're not building on that, we're going to do some additional cards for each month by month. We drew cards by quarter, I believe, in that show. And what we're doing is, if you're following along, then you'll want to have a notebook or something handy, because you'll want to start adding to the notes you took for the quarter by quarter energies of the year. You were also supposed to start building out your goals and intentions for the year in terms of like maybe the when or the what, and any outcomes you're expecting along with the why you want to do these things. And we're going to expand upon that more in the show following this one, which is our 2023 goal setting. It's energy optimization and healing session for all the goals that you're creating. So I thought this would be a helpful show in the middle to get a little bit more in depth what we what energies we're seeing month by month, and that might help you a little bit plot out some of your goals and wishes for the year ahead. And then in that energy optimization and healing show that we're going to do next, we're going to come in and you're going to have your list. So you want to have your list already with you. And then we're going to blast away any limiting beliefs, thought forms, etc. around these goals and intentions. And we're going to do energy optimization to feed them with bountiful amounts of energy, blessings, and so forth from the collective that's participating in that session, energy beings and us. So my hands are touching the Labyrinth of Dragonshire. So I guess that they want me to use this. We used another deck too. I want to use some different decks. All right, so let's go ahead and get started then. So for January, we had an instrumental, January, February, and March, we had an instrumental, and we talked about you're kind of creating your own reality right now. And I was just making this little drawing for the month by month. And for January, I just drew in, I was just into, like when I'm listening to a spiritual teaching or whatever, I'll just start drawing and stuff so that I'm kind of in like a higher vibe mindset, and it's more like automatic drawing. And I had me draw in like Egypt. It's supposed to be like Egypt with like this big starburst over it. So let's go ahead and get a few cards for January. Okay. We got the F, which is fire, desire, passion, burn, sacral, no pain, no gain. So there's fire energy coming in January to support you. And world changes are affecting you. And so it does appear that when I drew that pyramid with a starburst happening over it, that there's energies coming in. And we are already all wrapped in love light and light love. Our guides, let's just say that so that we officially call them in. Our guides that overlight this show, inviting in Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians. We have Merlin and the energies of Avalon, the Archangel Michael ley line, and New Lemuria. New Lemuria now, and the Lemurian, Lemurian grid lines. All those energies are coming through and wrapping around us. And I will say that January always to me feels like there's some fire behind it for goal setting and intentions, right? Because it's like a new year, a new now, a new, like a reset. And so everybody's gung-ho on their goals and intentions. And the thing though is, yes, it's good to have them and to set them. But once we start getting into like February and March, we have to find a way to keep that momentum alive. The world changes that are affecting you, you may still be feeling, you are feeling the result of upgrades you received during the solstice, the full moon that's happening as I'm recording this wolf full moon in Cancer. And there's something else they just brought to my attention and then it went away. Oh, but things won't really ramp up. So you may feel like you have all this fire and desire to move forward. Okay, that's twin flames coming through, divine counterparts as well, because fire and desire is the Rick James, Tina Marie, very passionate duet that they do. A live, you have to watch the live version. It's really good. We have all this fire and desire to get moving, but we may feel like it's like, like squeaky boots. I don't know, like it's hard to get going on that. And that's because we're still integrating until this big forward movement happens. I'm walking to look at my calendar. It happens right around the 21st and the 22nd of the month. There's a new moon. I believe it's in Aquarius. There's a, all the planets are direct, Mercury and Mars. And it's the Lunar New Year, the year of the water dragon, or not water dragon, water rabbit is what it is this year. All right. So just know that this month is a little bit of like fits and starts until about the third week of the month. And then you're going to feel things ramping up a little bit, which then moves into February, which I drew a little dragon and dragon fire. And when dragon fire comes in, dragon fire always gives you the momentum to move forward very quickly. So let's see. I guess let me see if there's any other cards. I'm just using this one deck. What else we got for February? Oh, this card keeps coming out, you guys. It's killing me. All right, we got this. And the but that's not in the last show with the yearly energy, the quarter by quarter overview. This is the you can't see where you're going and you just have to trust. And I just saw 1122 on the counter. You can't see everything that's in front of you, and so you just have to trust that things are working out according to divine design, they're saying. The card that came out with it is allow the serpent to rise. So we have serpents twice because we have dragon fire and we have fire and desire. So this may be a time, a month where you feel momentum picking up for the things that you're working on, and the dragons are here to support you, and you just may be feeling your way forward like, gosh, don't say an inch at a time, like a day at a time towards your goals. You may have like wake up and be like, okay, what am I supposed to do towards my goals today? So it's like you're not supposed to be looking too far into the future. You're supposed to be focused on the here and now and taking your intention. I think that's another thing too, taking your intentions, intentions and goals like one step at a time. Because I think that is another thing that's coming through, is that it can be very daunting when you look at the outcome that you're expecting or the end result, and it just feels too overwhelming to even start. Like, how am I going to get from point A to point Z? Oh my gosh, that feels overwhelming. And then you get into like, what is it called? Like inertia and procrastination and what is it? Analysis paralysis, because you start thinking about it too much. But if you can just wake up each day and say, okay, these are my goals and intentions. Spirit already knows your goals and intentions. So if you need to remind yourself, like, these are my goals and intentions, which we're going to have a really good list by the time we finish this series for 2023. Then each day, Spirit will give you the intuitive guidance of what you need to do that day towards your goals and intentions. And if you don't start overthinking it and just flow with what you're given, then that's where you're going to have the greatest success. All right, so for March, I'm bringing back the list. For March, we got a little, when I draw that little like triangle like that, it reminds me of like the Star Trek, the emblem, which is also the emblem that when I have it on a shirt, and whenever I have it on a shirt, I don't know what the shirt is, but whenever I have it on a shirt, it's the Galactic Federation of Light working with me. So for March, it says there's a big starseed activation, which I think we know. I should have pulled out all the dates, but I didn't, of all the equinoxes and eclipses. But we know they're coming in. March is the spring, is the equinox as well. So without me even penciling in all those dates and stuff, which I will do before our 2023 energy optimization session, so we have all those readily available. But let's just go with asking the cards what's going on in March. Oh gosh, what did we get? we got 3 flop over. 26, earthing. It looks like this, earth. This is my hand-drawn deck. And this is earthing, grounding, solar rays, and inner fire. So whenever this card comes in, there's like some big energies coming in that you have to ground into. It's like starseed assignments. You got reinvent yourself with the 3 dots. This usually comes up for me like when I need to, just as an example, like I'll be drawn to do something to like change my website or update my my profiles of my social media accounts, or maybe it's like it's going to be like the equinox, like a changing of the well, hopefully the weather patterns. And so you may be able to like change your wardrobe and change your hairstyle or something. So it could be something as simple as that. And then these 2 cards usually do come out together. This is the Today is a Good Day to Die card. And I am looking at the fact that it does spell the word, these 3 cards together spell the word era, E-R-A. And they also spell the word Ra, which is the sun god, Egyptian sun god. And we just talked about Egypt for January. So it looks like whatever activations are coming in, whatever light codes, downloads, star fire, they're saying is coming in January and February. In March, all of those things are going to get activated. Yes. And this goes with our 9s. I finally remembered what the next 9 series video is. If you're following that series, it's going to be called The Spiritual Waiting Room. And you may finally feel in March like you're able to move forward. They're saying like never before. It's the start of a new era for some, where you may have been in a spiritual waiting room for a very long time. They're saying 5 years or more, where you feel like you're not able to move forward. And so March is a very pivotal, very big month. And here on the show, we are going to dive into each month individually in separate shows, like we're doing with January and the Dawn Key with the Bringers of the Light. But it looks like March is something to really take note of. And I'm not the first way shower saying that. I've heard that from 2 or 3 as well. Lee Harris was just talking about that this morning in a little brief update. All right, let's move on to April. April, I don't know what the heck I'm drawing there. I really don't. I think it's part of a larger picture. I think the picture expands out. It does almost look like, if I'm looking at it right here, it does kind of look like a rabbit's, like a tongue and a little nose. This water rabbit thing may start to like kick in April. Oh, and April's also Easter. If you look at the Easter and the resurrection codes usually come in April. So maybe that's where that's headed. But let's see what we've got for April in the cards. All right, these 2 want to come out. April, 3 again for April. We've got the bee, which is ouch, my achy, breaky heart. This is usually like a 3 of swords type of energy. We've got love spell with a 4-leaf clover. Lucky in love, maybe. And we got get over it. All right. What is all that all about? Get over it. Usually when I get over it, you have to be able to, I'm going to shift this again. You have to be able to drop into like, such drastic shifts. Drastic shifts. I'm shifting again. Drastic shifts. I was talking about you have to be able to drop into a deeper level of acceptance around things that are going on in your life. And then I just said shifting and shifting this again. So I feel like I need a clarifier. Okay, they're already showing me the clarifier. The clarifier for this is this card, which is connect with the spirit world. So I want me to put it back because it may come out as a clarifier again. So for that, it's going to be different for each one of you. It may not involve another person. Sometimes love spell is more about self-love and self-care. It could be a greater level of acceptance, like something you're expecting to happen regarding another person is not happening yet. And so you're getting a little upset about it and kind of like crying over the fact that something hasn't happened yet. And you're being asked to hold on. They're saying there's a spanner in the works. That's like something, kind of a wrench in the plans. God dang it, what does that even mean? I don't even want to go there. All right, April. So April's got a little bit of something going on that we need to dive deeper into when it gets around that time. Okay, for May, I have receiving. I do want to point out too that March and September have the word giving written on it. There is a heart that was already in there for April and October. And then for May, November, we had the word receiving. So let's see what comes out for May. And that's it. Then there's just one little like yellow line. So what's going on with May? May again. I told you they said it was going to come out again. Connect with the spirit world. And it's ancestral witch. This is part of the drawing, the cards I was drawing for happenstance oracle. Ancestral witch with like a third eye opening. Receiving. So I would say for May, you're going to start getting a lot of, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. You're going to start getting a lot of intuitive hits, intuitive insights, intuitive promptings. May is Beltane in the northern hemisphere, and Samhain, oh, that's why, in the southern hemisphere. So the veils are even thinner than they have been of late. And I just think it's a very highly impactful, spiritually charged month that they said we can't even get into it right now. I'm like, all right. So let's see, for June, we also have, we have a half of a heart. We have energy coming in from above with the parts of it like an arrow coming down. Let's see what we've got for June. Just one card. For June, we got water, depth, emotions, heart speak, tears, and fears. It's card number 11 or 29, if you want to look at it like that. June. I want a clarifier for June. What's a clarifier for June? Another deck. All right, what deck do you want me to use? Pleiadian Power deck. I don't know if let's see. All right, so I'm going to bring in as a clarifier, Pleiadian Power. This is my deck. The clarifier for that is 2 cards. Dolphin angels. They are here to assist by sharing deep wisdom and intense love and joy. And don't stop believing. All right, I guess the messages we have to hear sometimes are, look at that rainbow on this dragon. Can you, I don't think you guys can see that. Or maybe you can. There's a big rainbow. This crystal just is rainbows all inside. I'm going to move the camera. We're not looking for perfection here on this show. Look, he's got like a little rainbow right there. It's this crystal, the big one, the big daddy. Oh, that's like the divine masculine crystal. So something's going on with the divine masculine heart space in June. Not everybody's looking for a romance though. So can we like not be so much about the romantic side of things? What does this mean? I have to take a picture of these. Heart breath, heart fire. There's some integration happening in the heart space in June that is going to start out like you're going to start feeling more of your emotions from a space of loving kindness. So it just appears to be like an upgrade. We also have the solstice in June. So it seems like it's a very heart opening month. Whether you, I think I'm going to do a separate reading for divine counterparts for the year. I think that's just where this seems to be heading because I want this. This is a very heart opening month. If you're a divine masculine, you're going to be getting a huge heart chakra, divine breath upgrade and update to your electromagnetic field. So that means Gaia is getting the same thing right around that summer solstice time. Yeah, my whole crown is tingling. So there is a huge upgrade of the divine masculine in June. My goodness me. So my whole body is just like, okay, so June is a very special month, and I need to remember that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture so I can remember all these because I need to make notes of them myself. Let me get my tablet out. And then I'm going to clear the board, and we're going to do the remaining months. Oh, look at this. Why am I not using this camera? This tablet camera is great. My goodness. I should be using this. Next time I do a card reading, I'm going to use, I don't know why this even matters, but anyway, it just, the video, oh, it's a photo. I don't know, never mind. Okay, did I get the picture or not? I just want to make sure. Wow, yeah, look, you can't even see it, but the picture on the tablet is just so much clearer. All right, anyway, so let's, right, sometimes I get enchanted by the little things. So let's clear the board. And that means we might have the same cards come out. All right, so I'm going to clear all that since I got a good picture of it. And you could have gone, you can dial back and get a screenshot of it if you want. Because you may have to sit, right, with your guides and see what this means for you individually. We could do a pick a card too, month by month, but I'm not there yet. I'm going to go with what they're having me do. All right. So next we're going to move into July through December. And I really don't have anything in terms of pictures there drawn out except for the giving and receiving and the hearts. So let's see what we get for July. Oh, wait, I don't know. Is that clear? All right. Sorry, I just didn't feel like it was very clear. Oh, but it does spell something. Okay, so 2 cards came out. It spells the word if, but the first one is, yes, let go of my ego, card number 5. And fun is required right now, card number 3. So I think this is where the rubber meets the road. And if you're working on certain things, July may be the month where you're kind of like, maybe certain things haven't happened yet. And you're kind of like, well, what if it's not going to happen? Oh yeah, that's what it is. Now is the point of the year where you start to, if things haven't happened yet, you're asked to go into deeper levels of trust because you may start to get into a thing about like, you may start looking like, okay, it's July, August, September, October, November. There's only so many months left in the year. What if this thing that I want doesn't happen by the end of the year? What does that mean? What am I going to do? Are you going to start freaking out? Are you going to start trusting in the divine plan? Stop counting the days. Letting go of my ego. This letting go of my ego. I'm very intimately familiar with this deck now. I've worked with it for quite some time. And when this card comes out, this let go of my ego, it's all about letting go of the thinking mind, getting out of your head, not getting caught up in timelines and time frames. And then that card next to it, the fun is required right now, is just confirmation of that. Like you're going to just have to set all those fears aside and keep going. Ugh, July. Is there anything? I guess it's just fun. Like you're just going to have to focus on fun for July. And we will have to dive into July more deeply. All right, let's get August. For this video is like hours long. August, I got one card. Allow the serpent to rise. So we did shuffle all the cards back in. So this card came out for another month. This is all about like you're going to be divinely guided on what you need to do. Now this is also Lionsgate. And so there could be in some of these cards that we drew, we'll have to see the road to Lionsgate, what we're working with there. But let's get a clarifier for that. Let's get a clarifier for, I mean, that's just kind of boring for August. What else is going on? August, the clarifying cards are this card. This is you're creating your own reality right now. Watch out. And, oh, 2 times. Desire rises. So we have allow the serpent to rise and desire rises twice. So you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive promptings. Yes, because this card would have been next. This is the relief is being offered. Do you accept it? So this is when your guides are coming in saying, we can help you, but you have to ask us. So you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive promptings on what you need to do next. And hopefully through this channel, through this show, we're going to give you some really good tools this year. A lot of energy optimization healing sessions to keep you on track with your goals and intentions. So I feel like July and August is like this, not a turning point, but like a spot where we need to do like a mid-year check-in and say, do I still want all of these things on my list? Because I do notice that this is spelling out IFY, I-F-Y. And I think we should do in July, like some sort of check-in on all of the goals and stuff that we're going to work on in the next show to be like, first of all, where have I had my successes? So that you don't feel down about the things that haven't manifested yet, because I think that can happen sometimes too. Like you tend to overly focus on the things that haven't shown up, but you don't celebrate any of the things that you've already worked really hard to achieve. And so I think for July and August, it's a big opportunity for us to check in, see if we need to adjust any goals, and probably do a whole other, like a reset in those months. All right, let's move on to September. What's going on in September? There is the word giving on my little drawing. September. Oh, of course, this is going to come out. September, we got You Are Toasted. There's that thing I saw the other day in the 2023 energy overview. It was a shadow on the wall, and it looked just like this. It didn't have 3 dots, but it had the triangle like this. It was on the wall. And this is 333. So this comes in whenever, again, we have that card of world changes are affecting you. This one is kind of like they're saying you've really been burning the midnight oil on your goals and your dreams and desires. And this is probably, what is this, September? July, yeah, September. This is probably a good month to take a time out. And the card that came out with it is relief is being offered. Do you accept it? And they want me to put that one back in. So this is a month where you're going to have to give yourself some permission to put the brakes on a little bit and slow down a little bit more. We also have the equinoxes, the autumn equinox here in the north and the spring equinox in the south. So it may just be some reflective, kind of integrative time you need to take. But it looks like your guides are going to be working with you very closely, because if you can remember to ask for divine assistance, then you're going to get all the help that you need in September. And as we get closer to September and into September, we'll dive into more deeply what's happening in that month. Let's go to October. October. Oh, this again. October, we got the full moon. Something is being revealed. And we got this card, the dead. This is though you can't see your way forward yet, but it's coming out with something is being revealed. So I feel like maybe some things that were hidden from you by spirit purposely, because remember, you're not supposed to see everything about your entire way forward until it's divine timing. So it looks like maybe October, you're going to be getting some clarity around some things that you couldn't completely see what you were supposed to do to move things forward. October is also Samhain and Beltane. So that may be why you're getting more clarity. Veils are super thin again. And you may be able to tap in more deeply to your higher self and your intuition during that time. And then Spirit obviously will be giving you some additional information. Let's look at November. Again, this is twice in a row. For November, we got relief is being offered. Do you accept it? So again, it's divine assistance, but I want to get a clarifier for October and a clarifier for November. So let's look at October. The clarifying card. The clarifying card for October is you are a bringer of the light. So I feel like there's going to be some divine assignments, divine reassigned. So that may be what this is. When this clarity comes in, something's being revealed, it's going to be some sort of divine reassignment. Grid keeping, grid work, places you may be asked to go. Didn't this come up for third quarter? I think it did. I'm going to have to go back. This was the one for third quarter in the 2023 energies. We had the city. Yes, I didn't look back at our themes. But our song was City of the Angels by Journey. And we talked about people being asked to either relocate, take a vacation, or etherically go to I'm getting big chills there, to the Lemurian ley lines on the West Coast. Specifically, California was coming in around the Los Angeles to San Francisco area, where there was going to, yes, big chills, where there was going to be needing some additional influx of energy and power during the third quarter of next year. And that many light warriors, light beings, bringers of the light, were going to be focused on that area. Mount Shasta is in there as well. Oh yeah, big chills. So something going on in October with traveling, either etherically, like astral traveling, or physically traveling to the West Coast, specifically in California, around the areas of Mount Shasta, San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, and Los Angeles, the City of the Angels, to do grid work and to boost that Lemurian ley line. That is for sure, because I'm getting a big hit on that. July, August, September, October, and then November's clarifier is Oh, these cards keep coming out. Look, it's the same cards again. Don't stop believing. And the dolphin card. These came out. These were the middle, the June thing with the divine masculine. Okay, this isn't much of a clarifier. What? I mean, it is, but it kind of is not. What does that mean? What does that mean? The divine feminine. What I'm seeing here when I put that down is this is my divine masculine crystal. This is my divine feminine crystal. And when I put this card down, the light from this divine feminine crystal is really, really lighting up the divine masculine side of the divine feminine. I think it's a continuation of this work that we're going to do on behalf of Lemuria, and the Lemurian ley line is going to be bringing in more divine feminine energy. Yeah, there's just something really connecting these 2 months together, October and November. Very like spiritual gifts enhancing, very spiritually charged months in terms of physical upgrades and mental, emotional body upgrades. So it looks like the avatar is going to be getting some big upgrades as a result of more defined feminine light coming out of this Lemurian ley line through the grids of Gaia and into each one of and they're saying into all of us are going to be getting this huge upgrade. I guess that's significant. All right, and then let's take a look at December. We got one card, reinvent yourself again. And I see R&R, like rest and relaxation. Reinvent yourself coming out. Why is it coming out again? Oh, because it's another like take stock month. Like, okay, what am I going to do for 2024? But that's it. All right, I want to clarify for December. We also have the solstice, the winter solstice in the north, the summer solstice. Oh, again, clarifying card. Is there anything else we can talk about for December? It just seems so boring. Enlightened rescue cat. Guards and protects you during times of stress. Why is that a clarifier for reinvent yourself? R&R. We all are getting this huge upgrade. I think it's just going to be, by the time we get to December, we're going to be like, I just need some time to relax, to kick back, no matter what hemisphere you're in. Maybe it's time to take another break. I used to always take a vacation the last 2 weeks of the year, like physically, like go somewhere, not just sit at home. For many years now, I've just kind of sat at home in this like hermit mode. But I used to always go, I used to always be, when I lived in even when I lived in Texas and when I lived in California on the coast, every winter it was divinely orchestrated, they're saying, so that I would take a road trip up the West Coast. So I would, yes, so this is significant for some reason. So I would, when I lived in Texas, when I lived in San Antonio, I would take a road trip and I would pass through Sedona, the ley lines for Sedona, and then up the West Coast, all the way up the West Coast, sometimes going through Moab and the Utah area. So this is like a little blueprint of the areas that need to be activated this So I think some of you are going to be getting called to go to some of these areas again during December. But and then I would take a road trip all the way up. And I would even stay. By the time I got in the car and drove all the way up the West Coast a certain ways, I always ended up having to stop in Mount Shasta because there was a hotel there. There was like a Residence Inn, Marriott, and I had to stop in Mount Shasta. And my room always had a view of Mount Shasta out the window. And then I would play around there, and then I would go all the way up the West Coast to Oregon, on the Oregon coast, and spend days there on the Oregon coast. And then sometimes just for fun, it would drive all the way up to Seattle and often to the San Juan Islands, take a ferry out to some of the San Juan Islands. So I feel, yes, it's just like further enhancing the grids in your location. So don't be surprised if it's divinely orchestrated in some way that you are drawn during these last months of the year. It looks like starting in October through December, you're somehow, it's divinely orchestrated that you end up on the West Coast somewhere. So that your soul signature and your soul light is adding whatever it's come here to do as a bringer of the light to those specific sacred sites, sacred spaces, sacred places. It may also be one of your goals that you had for 2023, that you wanted to go to Shasta, or you wanted to go to the, I don't know, whatever. It could be a different calling. It could be Sedona, because we mentioned Sedona, Moab. I've had very starseed experiences whenever I go through Moab in Utah, especially at night. Very interesting, very synchronistic. Sometimes very strange things have happened passing through Moab in Utah. So that's coming up for a reason. So I just feel like, as a bringer of the light, you all are going to get called to some of these places and spaces. So when it happens, really check in with your guides on, yes, I know I may be going on under the first ring of truth under the guise of a vacation so I can have some R&R. But what else are you wanting me to do as a bringer of the light in these areas? And you may be called to go do a little ritual somewhere, open a portal, close a portal. You just may be called to do different things while you're on this little R&R getaway. So, wow. So that's kind of a fun finish to the year that may be divinely orchestrated, where you get to go have some fun for all the work that you've done. And it's like work and play at the same time, because as a bringer of the light, that is your divine service work. All right. Let me see if there's anything else they'd like me to share. I think that is all we have for now. So if you need to, I'll post, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the pictures of the months that I took on the tablet on the community tab. So if you weren't able to grab one, I know the light doesn't look really necessarily as good as it should. But I'm going to post these really good ones here. And I'll bring it down in case you want to get a screenshot of it. Oh, wait. No, that's that. It will enhance them and filter them and all that so that they look a lot better. So those are going to be available to you. And so the next thing we're going to do then is I want to do the 2023 energy optimization and healing session next, to get you going, get all those those pre-2023 energies and obstacles and blocks and limiting beliefs cleared out, get you optimized to move forward on your goals. So that'll be the next session. And then the one after that, we've got a January session coming up with the Bringers of the Light on Sunday. I like to do those as Sunday sessions if I can. So we're going to work with the Dawn Key, and we're going to go deeper into these energies of January. And there's a reason for that. They're saying this is a preparatory month, so January is very important. And then the show after that, I want to do a Divine Counterparts 2023 reading. So for those of you that are either with your divine counterpart, or for those of you that have never met this person yet, we're going to do some sort of reading around that to go deeper into the energies of the year for you all. All right, you guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and we will chat with you all again soon. Take care.
This episode has been brought to you by Mugwort Mavens. You know who you are. All those not so normal people out there who just are a little bit more magical than some of our other worldly folks. Mugwort Mavens is here to support you with whatever your magical needs are, be it a sprig of mugwort, a mandrake root, or a blessed belladonna flower. Come to Mugwort Mavens for your magical needs.